Call the meeting to order. It's 6:38. And we'll go ahead and start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, the republic for which it stands, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Happy birthday, United States Army.
Yeah, go.
Happy birthday.
God, we
I
trust.
tried blowing out 250 candles. I wasn't able to do it.
What you do is I get one great big candle and put 250 on it and blow it out.
I think that'd be a great contest for the 4th of July parade. Try to blow out
Yes.
249 candles on the cake this 4th of July. Have the fire department there.
Big cake.
No lock and key and fire pit necessary. Just have a hose in case somebody messes up. So I'm not sure if Pete can hear us or participate. He may want to try to dial back in. Miriam, are you awake? You got it?
She hears us. She's here.
Mary,
She has her microphone on.
Her phone's off. Yeah, she's muted.
There
There
she
she
is.
is.
I can hear you. I can hear you while I'm in the car.
Ah, okay.
She's on a Zoom meeting and
Yeah,
so I'll call you later.
I'm in my car, so we're gonna, but I can hear you.
All right, I'll call you
Okay,
later.
well,
Bye.
just keep us tuned in. 10-10 wins, you know?
Yeah,
That's
with
okay.
you, we have a forum. That's fine.
Yeah. All right, so I think, Joe, you got it. I think we're at 6.5 or something like that. 5.5.
you're good.
We've got Peter as a new member that we introduced. He can vote this meeting. He's all onboarded. He's done a good job. We just got to get him schooled on how to dial in.
Yep.
Um,
He did it last month, and I'm surprised he's having a problem this time, but
I think it changed.
it's changed. The
I had to go back in twice.
How come you wanted it?
So what we can do is, let's listen to, I don't want to vote on anything just yet until we get Peter back up online here. So let's go ahead and skip down to item number 6.
Yeah.
We'll do the VSO report for June.
Okay.
David, you're up.
I am. This is the Veteran Service Officer Report for June 17th, 2025. With the upcoming fiscal year about to begin, I want to announce that the Veteran Services availability will extend to the 30 hours a week from the 18 hours held previously. In contrast, the extension of time will offer a more effective representation to the veterans community through retaining a higher priority on benefits and social awareness. With the efficiency being more effective on a time compliance basis of submissions and raising the level of meaningful outcomes, this should show a more positive result, not only in time management, but a continuity in the administering of directives that have been recently established by the VA and the Massachusetts legislature. The Veterans Monthly Greater Boston Food Bank will be held tomorrow, Wednesday, June 18th, beginning at 9:15, and will be provided 28 veterans and their families with a much-needed provisions. Thank you to the Wakefield Food Pantry for providing several dry goods and paper supplies for the program, and to the volunteers who assist in the assembly of the food and the distribution to the Wakefield Senior Center. To become eligible for this program, any Wakefield veteran, spouse, or immediate family member of a veteran who would like to participate in the program and be included in the drive-through and pickup may call our office for further information. 781-246-6377. On veteran services, the Veteran Coffee Social at the Wakefield Senior Center, 30 Congress Street, will be resuming on September 20th, 2025 at 10 a.m. with several guest speakers from both the Veterans Administration and support programs for veterans and spouses of veterans and the Gold Star families. The WCAT podcast for veterans was last recorded on May 13th and can be heard on TV WCAT, known as Kilroy Was Here.
I made it.
10 p.m. and several times during the day.
Liaison.
We'll resume our podcast also in September with a date and time to be announced. If any veterans would like to participate, please contact the Veteran Service Office. No names are broadcasted unless they agree upon it, and the stories will become part of the historical record for the town. Now for Chapter 115, under this program, qualified veterans and their dependents can receive necessary financial assistance for food, shelter, fuel, and medical reimbursement monthly in accordance with a formula that takes into consideration the number of dependents and income from all sources. For those on a medical-only category, prescription drugs, copay, and in some cases, medications can be reimbursed. If they qualify for Mass Health buy-in, we can assist in getting the application submitted. For further information, please visit the MassGov website or contact the Veterans Office for more details. For appointments for veteran services, please contact me with any questions you may have regarding ongoing benefits or submissions of new benefits. We are located on the second floor of the Senior Center, 30 Converse Street, Wakefield. Currently, the hours of operation are Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Starting in July, the hours will be Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. walk-ins, and 10 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. by appointments. Holiday schedule will be based on the day of the week the holiday falls on. Voicemails are checked 7 days a week at 781-246-6377. Thank you very much.
Does anybody have any questions of the VSO? Hearing no questions, we'll go ahead and bring it to a vote. And we're going to do a voice vote on this one because, well, I guess we can see everybody.
Yeah.
So we'll try with the hands first. All those in favor
Yep.
of the VSO report, signal
We
by.
want a motion and second, or are we just gonna vote?
Right. I make
Let's
a
have a-
motion to accept the VSO's report.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
I second it.
Okay. All those in favor of the VSO's report, signal by raising your hand. Okay, it's unanimous. Thank you, David, for your efforts, and your next meeting will be as a full-time veteran service officer. I expect to see bags under your eye and hot coffee as you are giving your report. at the
I
evening.
love the abuse.
All right. Let's go to the minutes from the month of May. I take it that everybody's had a chance to review them. Thank you very much, Joe, for sending those out. I don't see any discrepancies. Does anybody have any? Do we have a motion to approve the May minutes for 2025?
I make a
Motion to
motion. we
approve.
accept.
Second,
Second by Miriam. Okay. Is there any discussion about the minutes? Okay, is there a motion to approve the minutes for May 2025?
I make a motion to accept the
Yeah.
minutes for May 2025.
We just
Second.
need a vote. Yeah.
Okay, second by Miriam. A show of hands, all those in favor of approving the minutes for May of 2025? Okay. Any opposed? Seeing none, it's unanimous.
Well,
They're
Marion
approved.
still got her hand up.
Yeah. Put your hands back on the wheel, Miriam.
Weird driving in a car using this. I'm not used to it.
Dale, the only question that I have, not Dale, but Joe.
Yeah.
In your note to Sherry, just can you include Jen McDonald?
Yep.
Because we also shut down, basically it's just a green light for her to close down the Veterans Advisory Board Facebook page that is not getting enough use. So now that the minutes are approved, we can go ahead and shut the page down. Okay. Let's see. Peter, you all in processed?
Yeah,
Well,
I'm sorry I
what?
couldn't get on sooner. I had a problem with my email. I couldn't find it to log in, but I
So
got it now.
have you done everything with the town clerk and signed the book and?
Oh yeah, I
Okay.
finished signing the book and the what else do we have to do?
The ethics exam?
Yeah,
Yes, I
conflict
completed
of
that.
interest.
I got my
Conflict of interest.
certificate.
Okay. All right, so you're official. Thank you. We'll get the commo officer over to your hooch, okay, to
Yeah.
get you wired in with all this technology that we have.
Yeah.
Um, okay, we got the VSO report. Item number 6 is done. We're up to item number 7. Before we could do item number 7, I just want to share some information. Rob Ettinger yesterday handed me his resignation. He's been on the board for a total of 7 years. I did not know he was on the board for that long. Basically just kind of sort of ran out of gas. And
Voting in progress.
Miriam, you should have one or the other.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to get out of the one on my phone
Okay.
as soon as it lets me. Stupid thing. I hate this. I've never used this before. Have that activity.
You got
They're
nice
punishing
fingers.
you, Marion. They're punishing you.
I know. Come on. Well, I'm gonna mute on here until I could get rid of it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So we have Rob Ettinger has stepped down from the board just to update the lists. That makes we now have 3 vacancies. We have 7 members on the board. We have 3 openings. Okay. Each of us should begin to pick up the role as recruiters. That includes you, David Mengen. Okay. If you see a veteran or a non-veteran, okay, doesn't have to be a veteran to become a member of the board, that would be appreciated. Okay.
I will shoot out an email to my coffee social folks.
That, of course, that's in September.
Right. I can do it before then.
But see what you can do before then to get other people interested in joining the Veterans Advisory Board, and
I will.
I'll definitely start putting them to work. I will share one thing about Rob. You may or may not know this. Rob and I, we started our military careers or shared some time together at Panzerkaserne with the 1st Infantry Division forward in Berblingen, Germany. He was in the armor side of the camp and I was on the infantry side. We didn't know each other then. I didn't meet him until I jumped on the Veterans Advisory Board during COVID, by the way. And that was the first time that I met Rob. Okay. And we shared the same assignment about the same time. So we were both, we're both 1st Infantry Division, Big Red 1, soldiers. I was part of the Iron Rangers. I can't remember what his motto was over on the other side. But there were definitely some good times that both those units shared. And I will tell you, it was a fascinating place to be. And both of us enjoyed going back and forth to Grafenwehr and Hohenfels. Anyway, it was good. It was a great experience. And I'm very, very fortunate. I'll miss him on the board. And I do appreciate and thank him for the service that he gave to everybody on the board and also to the town of Wakefield. And I wish him well. So let's get into, I want to do something. We'll do the light stuff first. I have the VSO's coffee social schedule for 2025 and 2026. The June meeting typically has been kind of sort of an opportunity to take a look at where we've been a little bit, but also let's put together a plan to go forward. Okay. Dave Mangan has put together a schedule here for the Veterans Coffee Socials for 2025 and 2026. And I just want to kind of run through the remainder of 2025. Usually, David, you do these on the third Saturday of the month, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So he starts off with the Veterans Coffee Social start off on Saturday, the 20th of September. The location is 10 o'clock at the Senior Center. You're going to continue to have them downstairs, or you're going to do it upstairs?
Yes, no, we're going to continue to have them downstairs. It's easier for people to come right in. We have a few veterans who are quite, it's difficult for walking, and this way they come right in. There's no problem.
Okay. So you're not going to have the rappel tower set up to get up?
No, I thought of that, but I don't want people to abuse the privilege.
Okay. So the first one is the welcome back is 20 September. The next one is 18 October. I don't see any collisions there. Okay. Basic subject there is regarding Veterans Day, November 11, and Wreaths Across America. And then the next one will be Saturday, the 15th of November. And that will be following Veterans Day, which is Tuesday next year, I believe.
This year. Is that this year, right?
What's that?
You said next year. This year.
This year, Tuesday, 2025. Yeah.
Right.
11/11.
11/11/11.
Yep.
Just for everybody's interest, we're also looking for a guest speaker. So I'll keep my radar, I'll keep my antenna up to see what we can find. I usually catch one or two good ones when I do what I do. So that's the 15th is after Veterans Day. And then the next one is December 20th, 2025, which is the week after Wreaths Across America. Okay. I also believe it's after the Army-Navy game. And it's 5 days before Santa Claus comes to knock on David's door.
The Sons and Daughters of Italy usually will, they haven't contacted me yet, but they did put that bug in my ear a few months back for me to determine a date to do that. And that might be the date we can have the Sons and Daughters of Italy do the luncheon. I'll confirm that at a later time, and I'll let everybody know. I didn't want to put it on there until I got your confirmation on it.
Okay. Wreaths Across America Day is the 13th of December. so Saturday, the 13th of December. So that'll be a little early. Sons and Daughter of Italy to do a little fest would kind of sort of be a nice touch. And then we kind of go away, become a bunch of pumpkins and everything else, come back on January 17. January 17, 2026. Okay. The only piece that I have there is that's Martin Luther King weekend. And that's the Saturday of Martin Luther King weekend. I don't know if that impacts the veterans or not.
I think the human rights group does something.
They do, but they do Monday. They do Martin Luther King, the actual Monday that everybody has off. My point, David, is it's a 3-day weekend. I don't know if people go away. Okay, sons, daughters, grandkids might drag some of our, aunts, uncles, grandparents out of the coffee. Okay.
I don't think there'd be that many that would go in January.
I'll look at last year's attendance. I have a listing of who was there last year during that time frame or around that holiday.
Okay.
Do that.
And then I kind of agree with Dale. I don't think a lot of us are going to be traveling. If anything that we do is shovel, and hope it doesn't snow again.
And I don't think many of the veterans that'll come to the coffee are skiers.
No, but they may be, some of them may still be playing hockey, Dale. Be careful. Then we go to Saturday, the 21st of February. And the 21st of February, that's in the middle of, that's the Saturday during winter break for the schools. Again, I don't know if that's going to impact the population at the coffees. They might still be trying to get home from North Conway if they went up there for the 3-day weekend in January. Oh no. I like the subject matter though. The Tuskegee Airmen. God bless him. If we can get Woody, that would be a fantastic hit.
That would be the best thing I could do. I know where he lives. I know his neighbor, and I'll go pick him up and bring him out.
That'd be great. If you need help on that,
I would fly him in. I mean, if he's available, but usually he's not available. And then we go into March. So March 21st is the third Saturday. Medal of Honor Day, which is March 25th. Again, that's a great subject to kind of sort of focus on. I like that. And we'll see what we can do to help support that event. We move on to April 18, 2026. Easter Sunday is early. It's at the beginning of April this year. So this will fall after Easter. And it is the weekend of Patriots Day. Marathon Monday. Okay. And I hear the Red Sox are playing on that Monday too. So, that's just something to throw down. I don't know if that weekend impacts the attendance. Okay. And then the last coffee you have on the list is the 16th of May. Okay. Which is final. And that works out perfectly. Okay. Does anybody have any comments about the VSO's coffee socials for 2025 and 2026? Okay.
I will also be having several guest speakers coming in proportionately for those I can contact. I didn't want to commit to that yet until I contact them. I met most of them during the training down the Cape this summer at the vendor tables, and some were very interested in showing up for the coffee socials. I have their business cards, and their communications. So we'll see what happens.
Okay. So a motion, do we have a motion on the floor to accept the VSO's Veteran Coffee Socials plan for 2025 and 2026?
I'll make a motion to accept the Veterans Coffee Program for 2025, 2026.
I second.
Second that. Okay, second by Peter. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Moving right along. The next on the list is a monster. It's kind of what I do. I create monsters. So this has worked out very well over the past couple of years. As a program manager, all this is just a plan. The military taught me one thing is always put something together. You could make a change from the plan, but you can plan ahead, and but if there's no plan, that's a plan to fail. Okay. If you have a plan, you can make a change. If there's no plan, you're not going to go in the right direction. So this is just basically, call it an azimuth and a distance to our next point. Okay. The Veterans Advisory Board meetings are first listed there. Okay. And to quickly review, we'll keep the same tempo. The third Tuesday of the month, the Zoom seems to be very good for most of us as opposed to in person. And we start off with July 2025 with no meeting. Everybody deserves to just go out and go wild. Okay. Catch some fish, do what you like to do, play some baseball, be with friends and family and everything else, and don't worry about the Veterans Advisory Board. We come back in on the 19th of August. Okay. And that's usually just a short agenda to check back in. Make sure everybody's still good. And we follow up with Tuesday, the 16th of September. Okay. I just want to pull up my calendar. 16 December is the third Tuesday of September. Gives enough time to get everybody back to school, and we can focus on a little bit of business. Ironically, the next meeting is the 21st of October, which is the third Tuesday, and then we go down to the 21st of October. So last meeting that we have before the Veterans Day program. The Veterans Day program is on the second Tuesday of the month in November, and the 18th of November is the third Tuesday of the month. So we'll go with the meeting on the 18th of November. And then we end the year in December, on December 16th, with a meeting via Zoom. We begin 2026 on Tuesday, the 20th. I don't see any conflict there, except that's the Tuesday after Martin Luther King Day. If you're stuck up in the White Mountains skiing, you can call in on your phone. Okay. The February meeting, we usually in the past we've pushed that out of the school vacation week to allow the grandparents, the nieces, nephews, uncles to, and aunts to kind of be with the family and everything else, because the kids are off of school on the 17th that week. So spend some time with the family. We moved the meeting to the 24th of February, okay, when all the kids are back in school, just to make it a little bit easier to take them up on the bunny slope and teach them how to ski. Tuesday, let's see, March 26th, the 17th of March. I don't see any collisions there. That's the third Tuesday of March. We go to April. The 21st of April looks good. Except the 21st of April.
So that's 21st, 14th?
Yeah. So what I want to do there is move it up, okay, to the 14th, because the 21st is spring break. That's when the school's off. Okay. Again, you know, get with family, friends, take the grandkids out, see if you can keep up with them, you know, while they run the marathon and all that kind of stuff. Okay. Give you a little chance if you run the marathon to recover also. But by moving it up to the 14th, okay, that gives you time to spend with your family during the spring break in April. Okay. And then we go into May, which is Tuesday, the 19th of May. That's the third Tuesday. Just kind of sort of a heads up, Memorial Day is going to be a day earlier next year. Okay, so we're looking, you know, theoretically, the 19th is a good day, but Monday the 18th, we flag we flag Lakeside Cemetery.
Mhm.
Okay, the day before the meeting. And then the 22nd of that week, we flag Forest Glade Cemetery. Okay. Oh, going back to April, I didn't put this on the calendar, but April 14th, it just popped into my head. That's my last meeting for the board. Okay. Somebody else will be in charge. Dale.
I think it's my last meeting also, unless I re-up.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to send the recruiter to your door first. So May the 19th, again, that gives us a little bit of planning time. You're in the middle of flags. The Girl Scouts like to put the flags in on the 18th, the Monday there, up in the Upper Common. Okay, it's a simple flag garden.
I have all those flags, Paul. Dennis brought them back to me yesterday.
He did. Okay,
Yes.
very good. And then the 25th is Memorial Day, so just kind of keep that in mind. And then we roll into June, and the 16th of June is the last meeting of the year. Okay, via Zoom. Okay. That takes care of the public meeting schedule. Okay, for the Veterans Advisory Board. And then we move into the public events and ceremonies.
Can we go back on the schedule to February? We got
Sure.
Fort Chaplain's Day.
Fort Chaplain's Day is on the 3rd, which is a Tuesday. Okay. And Fort Chaplain's Day this year we celebrated it on the 2nd, which was a Sunday. Okay. I drilled into the Fort Chaplain's networks. It looks like the ceremonies are going to be on the 3rd, which is Tuesday of 2026. So if we move it to the weekend, Sunday the 1st could be in play. Okay. But I went with the actual day, and I included that in section 2 of the ceremonies and public events. So let's start with June 2025. We did Flag Day. And then we also have Juneteenth, which is day after tomorrow, the Thursday. Okay. 4th of July parade. I hear it's a big deal in Wakefield, so I put it on the calendar. August 2025, Dan Benjamin and David Mangan have started something that I think is terrific with the lights up on the Upper Common.
Purple Heart.
Yeah, and that's for Purple Heart Day. And if you go to August, Purple Heart Day is August 7, which is a Thursday.
Dan, are you gonna be at Nova Scotia at that time? Do you
I,
need to
I might be. I might be.
I got everything I kept from last year.
I'll be on the
I
other
can
province.
I'll recharge everything and get it set up. Don't worry.
That's a long extension cord. Make sure you know where the plug is too.
He has a thing on his phone to start it up and shut it off. He's okay.
Oh, okay.
I'll send down the Northern Lights.
Yeah, there you go. That'd be great. That'd be great.
I think they had to, didn't they have to make some adjustments on the lights last year?
No, it was
No?
good.
Okay.
Last year, they were all solar powered.
Yeah, it was
We had
good.
the
Yeah.
plug-in or electrocution.
No, I think it's a beautiful thing. So thank you for setting that up. And I mean, Purple Heart Day is an important day. I think that's awesome. We have September 25th, September 2025. 9/11 seems to be a big day. Public safety has a ceremony that they do over at the firehouse. And no matter what town you're in, that's probably a good place to be. I think most of those ceremonies kick off about 9 o'clock in the morning. I wrote 8:30 on the plan just to get there a little bit early so that you have choice for your first donut. November, I don't have anything in October. Any ceremonies?
Are we not having a celebration of the Navy and Marines anniversary? I mean, we celebrated the Army, aren't we supposed to
Yeah.
celebrate the Navy and the Marines? Just saying,
I'm gonna say we should have the real service in there.
absolutely.
Well, I think the Air Force has got, 6 candles on their cake. But the Marine Corps definitely,
Marine Corps and the Navy,
well, when's the Navy's birthday, Miriam?
October 13th.
What?
October 13th.
Okay.
I'm getting sick of hearing about the Army.
Ditto.
I know it was hard for you to blow out those 250 candles the other day, okay?
I wasn't anywhere near them, I can assure you.
All right. So we have the Navy. The Marine Corps is on,
It's the same thing.
huh?
They celebrate, actually, they commemorate them on both the same day, I believe.
Where'd you
I
see
may-
that?
I may be wrong about that, but I believe they commemorate them on both the same day. The commemoration was,
birthday.
yeah, October 13th.
United States Marine Corps birthday will be on Monday, November 10th, 2025.
You can look that up because I might be wrong, but I think that it's the
It's
same
in
day.
November.
It's
November 10th.
November.
Yeah, it's November 10th this year.
For,
The Marine Corps.
oh, so it is different.
Yeah, so the
Wasn't
birthday
sure, but-
party is being held at the Boston Convention Center, where over 5,000 Marines will attend.
Oh, that's the gala that they're having.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, that's the gala that they're having. But the actual birthday, I believe, was the same, the 13th.
No, the birthday itself is the 10th of November. They have the gala at the same time, I believe, too.
Yeah.
What I have here,
So Marine Corps so Navy's on October 13.
Right.
Happy 250th birthday to the Navy. And the Marine Corps 250th birthday is
Oh, yeah, it's November 10th.
10.
Right.
Okay. And just to make you guys aware of this, let's see.
U.S. Navy birthday.
The Air Force's 250th birthday is 2,225. Just throwing it out there for those.
Just 2,225?
That's the Air Force's 250th.
Yeah, but what month?
September 18.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I think that's important to know all of them because there was
Yeah.
more than just the Army that fought.
2,225, Miriam.
Yeah, it's in 200 years, Marion.
Yeah,
Don't forget the Space Force.
Yeah.
they're brand new. They don't count right now. They're
They don't
brand new.
count.
Yeah, not till they
They
get
haven't
at
been
least
around
5
long,
years
but
under
all-
their belt.
the others all have.
5 years under their belt, they can have a birthday party.
There you go.
Okay. Sorry for throwing that monkey wrench in. Not
No, you
really.
didn't. You raised
But-
our conscience. Thank you.
So what day in December is Space Force?
I
Santa
have no
Claus
idea.
Day,
Idea.
No idea.
probably the
It
25th.
knew, so I don't know what that would be.
Let's see.
Space Force birthday.
Well,
December 20th.
December 20.
There we go.
Yeah, I'll be 6 years old.
Yeah,
September 20th.
Yep.
And then Coast Guard.
yeah,
Yeah.
don't forget Coast Guard.
Isn't that Department of Transportation?
No.
Birthday.
It's
Coast Guard's August 4th.
August 4th. Thank you, David.
Yeah, from 1790. Wow, imagine that.
And how long are they? They gotta be 200.
Well, 1790 was when they started.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they gotta be.
I think they were part of the treasury or something.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
Just for the record, Coast Guard is not DOD.
Yeah,
Um,
it's true.
Right, right.
It's Treasury.
Only during-
235 years
Only
old.
during times of war.
Correct.
Yes.
So
Although
somebody
they did an awful lot in Vietnam.
somebody needs to educate me, because are we still in the global war on terror?
Good question.
Just
I
that
would say,
question, Paul.
Are we still in the global war on terror?
All the
I think-
time.
Yeah, forever and ever.
I
And-
think we're one big bomb away from it, from
We're
ending.
not.
What are you finding, Joe?
Did you
We're
see the
not. The
traffic jam
United
leaving
States is
Tehran?
not. We're not formally in a state of war, so Congress voted to end it.
Okay. I think the global war on terror ended when we left Afghanistan.
It did.
So, however, not recognizing the 235th anniversary of the Coast Guard would be, I'm sure somebody would see it and reach out to some of our friends to point that out. Okay.
Yeah.
So we should just kind of keep the Coast Guard in mind. Okay.
Yep.
All good dates and all good things to, kind of sort of put together on the plan.
I may
So we-
send Jen McDonald a list of those dates, Paul, to have her post them on those dates or something. Now that I'll have more hours available, I can do things like that, So I'm looking forward to being able to do that. Let me send Jen McDonald, at least so she can put on the kiosks or on the boards so that people are aware that we're not forgetting them.
I think that's a great idea. They should all be recognized.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, they should be recognized on the town website.
Yeah, that's what I'll do, yeah.
Town, maybe the town website, but also the town Facebook page.
Yeah,
And putting the birthdays up there is kind of good. As we roll into the America 250 business, okay? which is underway right now. So, anyway, we can add the birthdays to the Coast Guard. We can add the birthday. You know, the Navy was disbanded. That's why the Marine Corps is the second oldest service in our country. Okay.
So,
Behind the Navy. Navy was decommissioned after the Revolutionary War to help pay for the war. And then Congress came back and said, we need a Navy.
Yeah.
Marine Corps was never disbanded. Okay. That takes care of the calendar. I added Medal of Honor Day, Armed Forces Day, which is Saturday the 16th of May. Memorial Day ceremony is there, and then June 26th. So I'll be glad to make the changes, and I can put this together in a motion if we want to vote on it now, or shall we make the changes and then put it to a motion? I have the changes written down. So is there a motion to approve the public meetings for 2025 and 2026 and the public ceremonies for 2025 and 26, public ceremonies and events for 2025 and 2026?
Motion.
I second.
Second, thank you. Okay. This will include the birthdays of the services, to include the Air Force and Space Force. Okay. Our newest services. Should we add the Merchant Marines?
Right. There's a group that has been left out of everything for so
Yeah.
long.
God, you
they
need
were
to
in,
say
they were
that.
certainly in every war.
And they paid a
Yeah.
terrible price.
Yes, they
They
did.
did, they sure
But
did.
did they become part of the Navy at wartime?
No,
No, they're
No,
not part of the
no,
Navy.
they've
They're-
never been. No.
The Merchant Marines are an auxiliary to the Navy in times of war.
Right.
So under the War Department, they were part of the War Department, but they were not part of the Department of Defense.
World War II.
War Department.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Department of Defense happened after World War II.
well after 1960s.
No, 1940. I think it was 1947, 1948.
Okay. Truman, during Truman's time.
Forrestal was the first Secretary of Defense
Okay.
from the United States Navy. There's a huge story behind Forrestal, which you might want to Google one day.
I do want to read that.
Yeah. He was Secretary of the Navy, and then he was moved over to be the first Secretary of Defense.
Right.
And then he was relieved as the Secretary of Defense because he was rebuilding the Navy too quickly after World War II. But a very,
now.
I'll say it this way, Dale, very interesting story, very sad ending.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Item number 8.
Motion on the floor to include, I'll add the services, birthdays for each month. Okay. And are there any objections to again, this is just a guideline and an azimuth to travel on for 2025 and 2026. Any objections to what we have presented here?
I think we're ready for a vote, right?
Okay. All those in favor for the 2025, 2026 plan?
Aye.
Show of hands, aye, and nobody opposed. Sold. The 2025, 2026 plan, along with the VSO coffee that's all approved. Okay, thank you. Part of the communications and social media updates. Some of that information should be posted on the community calendar. We don't need to do it all in one sitting, okay? Maybe we can sort of partial it out and, each of us take a month or something and post some of that information on the community calendar. I don't know if you've read the community calendar lately, but the senior center seems to have dominated the Wakefield community calendar. Okay. Hail to the Wakefield Senior Center for.
Speaking of which, when the new town administrator comes on board, I am prepared to have a conference for the seniors regarding the benefit packages for Chapter 115 and the benefits available to the spouses as well as veterans. Karen and I discussed this, and we're going to hold off until the new town administrator comes on board to invite that person to and attend the event.
Okay. That might also be a good candidate for a guest speaker for one of your veterans coffees.
Exactly.
More to follow. Okay.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Okay. That one's done. Item number 9. Counselor Carney, I don't think he joined us tonight.
No, I haven't seen it.
I don't see him. Just double check the room. And he's not even, nope, he's not in the room either. Okay. Counselor John Carney is our liaison. So just if you need something from the town council, please include him. Keep him posted on what we're doing. Okay. The next meeting that I have scheduled here is Tuesday, August 19th at 6:30 p.m. via Zoom.
Yep.
And are there any matters not anticipated on the agenda?
I guess I'll.
Go ahead, Dale.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that getting the number of members of the board back up has got to be a priority of us. And I liked your comment about putting something in the Wakefield item and trying to open it up to any veterans that are available out there.
Would you like to take that on with the team over at the item?
Sure. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Shackelford has a good want to add, so to say.
Shackelford? Sure.
I'm
only familiar with that name under an Arctic expedition.
Yes, that's the guy I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
He put an ad in the paper, Dale, that is
looking for people to volunteer with him.
Didn't this ship get stuck in the Arctic ice?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, he did.
What better place to have a ship than the Arctic?
Yeah.
A wooden ship.
A wooden ship. Yeah.
What were they thinking?
I have to pull it up and here we go. I found it. Men wanted for hazardous journey. Men wanted for hazardous journey. small wages, bitter cold, long months of complete darkness, constant danger, safe return, doubtful.
I'll take it.
Success.
What?
Five.
What a great ad.
Ernest Shackleton. He actually ran that ad in the want ads.
And he had to turn people away, I heard.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Things were tough back then.
And he got people.
Remember, if he didn't lose a single one of his crew, if that's true, right?
No, because they ate 4 of them.
I think it was more of a disaster than a pleasure. Yes. 1852 to 1958. But I don't, if you dig into it, you can figure out how much they got paid and everything else. It's just one of the greatest want ads in America.
You're on, Dale. Take care of that.
Here's the thing that really, really is puzzling. People filled it and wanted to go. He had to turn people down. So it just sharing a little bit of our history.
Amazing.
Anything else, Dale? I like the idea. Thank you for taking that.
No, that's the only thing I had.
Okay. Peter, you got anything to add?
Or anybody going to the Wakefield 4th of July parade might talk it up with some of the veterans there that might be interested in the board.
Good point.
Wakefield residents, of course.
Well, there seems to be, I saw Miss Barbara over there in Saugus waving her signs around and, trying to fill in the numbers on those checks. So she's running up and down Route 1 right now. She found where the gold is. So I think any veteran can go on the wagon over there, David, or?
Yep.
Dan?
In March, there's 2 wagons. No, there's 1 wagon with the horses, and there are 2 trolleys.
Okay.
And there's also walking. Some walk it, and some drive the trolley. So, and some bring a vehicle. They have last year they had a Jeep in there with all the flags and the hoo-has, So
Yeah, I couldn't get any of the Gold Star wives to go in this year. Well, I won't be here, and the rest of them all have plans. And the one that came up from Florida, she's not coming up this year because
Okay.
of financial issues. So I tried.
I bring those
I had like
flags.
5 parades. I was trying to get Gold Star wives in. I got them in most of them, but nobody was ready for the 4th this year.
They really enjoyed the Saugus Memorial Day parade. That was okay. That was
Yes.
well done.
Well, you have to understand that was in memory of Dee that we all were there. That meant a lot of us to be there on her honor. Not that we didn't enjoy being there or weren't pleased to be invited, but that's why they were quick to jump on the bandwagon for Saugus, because it was to honor her.
Well, the feedback from the newer members basically was, I found a lot of women that are just like me. Okay. And I really had a good time. That's what they reported.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm in touch with Ellen ever since too.
She's a winner.
Her, so
She is definitely a winner.
Yeah. Nice lady.
Anything else? 4th of July parade is noted. Thank you, Dan.
For the 4th of July parade, if it's a veteran with any kind of vehicle, they have to know about it 2 weeks before the parade. This year, especially with security.
Okay.
Too many things like New Orleans and Chicago, so they're very touchy on that.
Yeah.
Yep. It's something I think about when we put these ceremonies together. I work with the Wakefield Police Department and have those conversations before we have a ceremony. That is an important variable.
Exactly right.
Okay.
All kinds of crazies out there.
Yeah.
Well, have you ever thought of having she's not a veteran. Her husband is. Sarah Sweeney, who's the, she's in charge of the Military Friends Foundation, as a speaker. She's a very special lady. Her foundation does a whole lot for the veterans and the Gold Star families and what have you. And, having her maybe for, just consider her maybe for Veterans Day or something like that as a
Is she
speaker.
local?
If you're looking for somebody, I will get in touch with her and, I mean,
Is she local?
yes, she's in Swampscott. Her husband is also a VSO in Lynn, I believe. If he still is, I don't know.
Michael Sweeney.
Michael Sweeney, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just throwing that out there because I mean, I'm a friend of hers, and I could ask her to do it if it's somebody you want to have. That's why I thought, I'll just throw out her name because she is well known and she does do a lot for the veterans and their families and
So I
stuff.
think Michael and Sarah opened up a house for veterans in Swampscott.
They opened up a what?
A home for veterans in a small, like it's got 12 rooms, a home in
Yes.
Swampscott.
Oh, they were working on it the last I heard.
Yeah. No, they've done a lot in the nonprofit arena.
Oh, yeah, they've done a lot. They've done a lot for my Gold Star wives that have been in trouble financially. They've done a lot for veterans' families they're deployed and they get in trouble. They're right there on top of everything, the Military Friends Foundation. And so I just thought I'd throw her name out as a possible speaker.
So the challenge though is when you're connected to the veteran service officer, I'm sure Michael's schedule is booked up solid on Memorial Day, Veterans Day, and those types of holidays.
Well, yeah, but hers isn't always. They're not always at the same things.
Oh, okay.
She's the one that is the executive director of Military Friends.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, just like I said, I'm just throwing it out in case you're looking.
Yep. No, I've talked to Michael often, and I haven't met his wife. I just know that they recently had a child. So
They had their second child. Yeah.
yeah.
They had their second child. Yeah.
Like maybe 3 months ago or 4 months ago or something like that. So
She works right now mostly out of her home office because of the kids, but
yeah.
she's on the go constantly.
Oh, I know. Lynn is a big production.
Yeah.
So no, a credit to what she did, and the Military Friends Foundation is a good organization. That's a great.
Yeah, it
Great.
is fabulous organization.
I've got their phone number and contact information.
Good.
Another throwback, Paul. I believe within the last couple of days, I remember posting something on Facebook. It's National Women Veterans Day.
That was Thursday of last week.
And I know we have a small memorial close to the World War II that is a stone for women veterans.
Yep.
And I think, who was it that was the VSO then? About 10 years ago. We put it there. We got a donation from one of the cemeteries.
That may have been Alicia.
Yeah, that's,
Reddington.
All right. What date was that, David, for Women's Veterans Day?
It was last Thursday, which would make it the 12th of June. I sent out some kudos to the women veterans that are on my roster. They
Okay.
were appreciative.
I do
Let's
have
see.
a question. I do have a question. Okay.
Sure.
My question is I'm seeing a lot of Vietnam vets, but I'm not seeing very many of the vets from the Gulf Wars or Afghanistan.
You're going to see them soon, Dale. You're going to see them soon. I've had 3 in my office in the last 6 months,
Okay.
mostly to get their bonuses. But I've also gave them my card and gave them the direction to go to me as a navigator for anything they may need. They're going to start coming in. That's the nature of what happens after the war recedes.
Oh, yeah, people, they don't want to have anything to do with it for a while.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Like myself, I waited several years before I put anything in. And many veterans come into my office now. I'll say, I wish I did this earlier.
Yeah.
So there's an awareness being made.
Yeah.
I know years ago at Topside, we used to have like the coffee socials, and we did have Gulf War, we had Vietnam War, Korean War, and it just seems like there's a generational difference between them. It's kind of like, yeah, it was worse for us, you know, and that's how it ended up, and it just dissolved.
Well, we've healed that with our coffee socials by integrating the mix to a more positive approach to one direction, one country, one battle.
Well, the other piece of that is, believe it or not, it's hard to imagine, but the Gulf War and the Gulf War on Terror group is much, much smaller than the Vietnam group.
Much, much smaller. Yeah.
Okay, so the numbers are going to be far less. But that's a good point. That's a very good point. Joe, you got anything?
Nope.
Mr. Secretary? Okay. Anybody else? Any alibis?
I just like to note in the 4th of July parade, we will be having the 215th Army Band.
Another Army band.
Army's got to do something.
Well, wait a minute.
Navy Band.
That's why Miriam doesn't have anybody in the in the trolley. Okay, got it. Now
Hey, Michael's wives are a mixture of everything. They're not just Army.
The Navy Band chose Bristol, Rhode Island this year.
Oh boy.
Did they?
Well, you can't have both the Navy and the Army.
I know, but we almost got them by mistake.
Okay.
That's a
We
faux pas.
went through all of the DDD forms, and you know.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. But anyway,
We do have the big potato, though.
Yeah.
The Idaho Potato Foundation and the Wienermobile again.
Oh, you
Is
did.
that going to be there?
You got it. Okay.
Wow. Okay. I'll bring
Yeah,
the
We'll
muscle.
be there now.
13-foot tall blow up balloon, like that'll lead the parade if we can get it under the power lines.
Okay. Do you have a birthday cake with 249 candles on it?
If I could get it in the parade, I would.
Farmland might be able to do that for you. I don't know.
For a cost.
All righty.
Motion.
What we need now is a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I second it.
And Peter seconds. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your time and your contributions to our community. Appreciate it. And have a good summer. We'll see you back in August.
Okay. Thank you.